When I was Mr. S of Leather, I focused a lot on the youth of our community because young people, as a general rule, do not have gay role models. All gay people are raised by straight people.
Right.
You know, well, except for the late gayby boom we have going on. And when I discovered that 7 out of 10 teenage suicides are related to sexual orientation issues, it made me cry.
Yeah.
I was upset. And so I decided that that would be the most noble thing that I could leave as a Leatherman would be to nurture the youth. So my pet beneficiaries were Bay Area Young Positives, Lavender Youth Recreation Information Center. What do you have to say to the youth?
Well, one thing, I mean, I was a gay youth, and when I lived in Oregon when I was a lot younger, I did a lot of like youth rights, gay youth rights, and trying to have more of a say in the greater gay movement,
Right.
the political process and stuff like that. And you know, it was a fantastic experience there. Since I've been down here, one thing, you know, a friend of mine who's really connected to Young Bay Paws, and he said, you know, why don't you volunteer for them and stuff like that. And so I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna do that. So he's getting me hooked up to work for them, probably maybe do a fundraiser for them, because I know definitely that you need. There's lots of role models in our community, and I never saw anybody who I really identified with that was just, I don't know. I don't know necessarily how I would describe myself, but it just, the more that you can be there, more available to people and stuff like that, and be, a normal guy who is into guy things for the most part.
Yes, you can be gay and like to work on motorcycles. For me,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
muscle cars and
I'm not like,
skateboards.
I don't watch football, and, I do scratch my balls and stuff like that, but,
And you're not shy about passing a little wind here and there. It's like, I mean, it's,
Exactly.
when you're a guy, you're a guy. It's like, if you have those male tendencies, you have those male tendencies.
Yeah.
And your sexual orientation is really very separate. It's really very separate.
Exactly.
From it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And as a leather boy, for me, and being in the community, I go to a lot of fundraisers. My role is mostly supporting my brothers and sisters. I remember one time Ray Tilton was in the neighborhood, been out drinking, asked him how he was doing. He said, "Doing okay. Could I crash at your place?" Yes. Automatic yes. For any leather sir in the community, it's an automatic yes, because they're my role models, and I trust them. That's how closely connected I feel with the community. What's your connection with the community?
The communities, even the leather community, it's, even though it's a subculture of several communities, but, largely the gay community, it's a subculture. And there's so many aspects of that. There's the guys that are, the leather community is about bikes and motorcycles for them. There's the community that the leather community is fisting. The leather community for them is, BDSM and all that kind of stuff. There's the community where it's fundraising, philanthropy. There's so many aspects of our gay community, and there's people who the leather community is just something that's going on in their mind that they interact with online. So part of my things, I haven't necessarily identified as I'm a part of this part and this part and this part, which I think will help make it easier for me to be, a piece of all of these for people. I'm certainly, I feel comfortable in all these different situations and look forward to, helping to represent these people. And, if I'm not doing something people want me to do, and then send me an email or something like that. I'll put it under consideration. but with this title, I'm no longer representing
just yourself.
I'm no longer representing myself. I'm no longer representing just the people that I know from the Powerhouse. I'm theoretically San Francisco,
you're San
Mr. Leather.
Francisco leather diplomat.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm completely open to new things, and I want to represent San Francisco at the International Mr. Leather as best as possible. So.
And you know what? And I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. You have a great body. You have a great look, and you're very fast on your feet. You're very sharp, and you have a great sense of humor. You're very personable.